Welcome to the detailed solution and explanation video of 2015 MSc Botany Entrance Exam question paper of the Delhi University. This is the second part of the video. We will be starting with the question number 16 to question number 30. First question, common scab in potato is caused by which of the following? Common scab is a disease of root and tuber crops and is caused by Streptomyces species. Hence, the answer is B, Streptomyces. The symptoms include dark brown patches with pith, which may grow into a wart. Next question, the causal organism of the disease responsible for Irish famine is? So we know that the Irish famine was caused by Phytophthora infestans. The Great Irish Famine, or the famine of 1845 to 49 as it is called, in Ireland was caused due to repeated failure of potato crop in successive year, and the Irish people were highly dependent on the potato crop. This was due to late blight, a disease that destroys leaves and tubers of the potato plant. The causative agent of this potato late blight is the water mold Phytophthora infestans. Next question, which of the following pathogen transfer its DNA into the host genome to parasitize? We know that the answer is Agrobacterium tumefaciens. Let's read a little bit on this. Agrobacterium tumefaciens, now known as Rhizobium radiobacter or Agrobacterium radiobacter. This is very important. It has been recently renamed by the taxonomist as Rhizobium radiobacter. So it may be asked in that way also. And it is a bacillus bacteria. It is a rod-shaped bacteria. That means it is a gram-negative bacteria in the soil that causes the crown gall disease. That is, it forms a tumor-like structure. It inserts its DNA, which is called as tDNA, into host, which gets incorporated at random places in the host. This insertion results into constitutive production of auxin through an uncontrolled pathway, causing cell proliferation, resulting into gall or tumor-like structure. The tDNA also encodes for enzymes of specialized amino acid biosynthesis called opines, which is used as a nitrogen source by the parasitic bacteria. And the agrobacterium can be used for recombinant DNA technology by using target sequence carrying tDNA as a binary host vector. Next question, Anthoceros shows a close ancestry with green algae due to the presence of. The answer is it has a single large chloroplast with a pyronoid in each cell, and it is a characteristic feature of green alga. Anthoceros belongs to hornworts in the family Anthocerotaceae. The gametophytic cells are uniplastitic, that is, a single large chloroplast is present with proteinaceous microstructures surrounded by starch called pyronoids. And in some Anthoceros species, the reminiscent of pyronoid is found in place of actual pyronoid. Next question, in bryophyte, meiosis occurs in the. You can see the life cycle in this image of a common bryophyte, and you can easily demarcate that meiosis is occurring in the diploid sporophytic generation, and it is occurring in the sporogenous tissue of the sporangium through which spores are produced. So the sporogenous tissue of the sporangium is diploid, which forms spores after meiosis. Bryophyte shows alternation of generation, that is a haploid gametophyte which is dominant and longer lived stage, and a diploid sporophyte which is dependent on gametophyte and is short lived stage. These both stages alternate with each other, hence bryophyte shows alternation of generation. So the answer to this will be the first one, that is, in bryophyte, meiosis occurs in the sporogenous tissue of the sporangium to produce spores. Next question, the primitive type of sporophyte that lacks foot, seta and elaters and is completely embedded in the gametophytic tissue is found in. So answer is Riccia. This is a very beautiful image that I got from internet, which shows the surae in the Riccia sporocarp. These are the spores, the globular spores actually in the sporocarp. The sporophyte of Riccia is simplest or primitive type among the bryophyte and is a single globular capsule-like. Foot, seta and elaters are completely absent. The sporophytic capsule containing the spore mother cell is completely embedded in the upper surface of the gametophytic thallus. Next question, retort cells of shoot and hyaline cells of leaf lamina facilitate high water holding capacity in the gametophores of. So this is a repeat question from 2014 question paper, and the answer for this is sphagnum. Let's see what are the function of retort cell and hyaline cells. Retort cell, you can see these are the large retort shaped cells. The stem tissue in sphagnum is differentiated into inner pith and outer cortical layer of cells. The cortical cells have some modified enlarged cells known as retort cells that looked like the chemical flask of medieval ages called retorts. Retort cell help the mosses to retain water under extreme sunlight or desiccation stress, and large hyaline cells are present in leaves. They have pores and are dead at maturity and serve to retain water. Next question, siphonostele is characterized by the presence of, we know that siphonostele has a central pith surrounded by vascular tissue, and it has a leaf gap which may or may not be present. So the first answer is correct. Let's see what is a siphonostele. So first see what is a stele. So stele is a central part of roots or stem. It have tissues derived from procambium, that is vascular tissue, pith and pericycle. A siphonostele is a stele with central pith surrounded by vascular tissue, and it may or may not have the leaf gap. You can see that in this diagram. Next question, which one of the following is not correct? In the stem of Selaginella, stele is suspended in the center by means of endodermal trabeculae. This is correct. In Equisetum, the spores are spirally wrapped with elaters. This is correct. They help in spore dispersal. In Pteris, the sporangia occur in bean-shaped reproductive bodies called sporocarp. This is wrong. And the stem of Rhynia is protostelic, which is correct. So our answer is C, that is in Pteris, the sporangia occur in bean-shaped reproductive bodies called sporocarp is not correct. So what is correct in Pteris? Pteris is a homosporous fern. You just see the diagram of the sporangium on the right hand side that I have drawn. So it is a homosporous fern. It has cenosorus. The cenosori appears at margin and are borne continuously on a vein and connected vascular commissure. The sporangia of Pteris form a linear sorus which is continuous along the margin and cannot be distinguished individually. So the answer is C. This statement is not correct. Next question, the spores of heterosporous pteridophyte germinate to produce. So this is a common thing. In homosporous pteridophyte, the spore germinate to form a monoecious prothallus, for example, Pteris. And in heterosporous pteridophyte, the spore germinate to form a dioecious prothallus. 6 genera, Azolla, Salvinia, Marsilia, Pilularia, Isoides, and Selaginella among the pteridophytes are exclusively heterosporous. So the answer to this will be B, that is the spores of heterosporous pteridophyte germinate to produce a dioecious prothallus. Next question, which one of the following is the source of highly prized dry fruit, chilgoza or pine nut? This is again a repeat of the 2014 question paper, although the options are different this time. The correct answer is Pinus gerardiana. So Pinus gerardiana seeds are edible. They are called as chilgoza. Pinus valiciana yields moderately hard, durable, and high resinous, which can be used for fuel wood. Although since it has high resin content, so it has very bad odor of resin while burning. It gives turpentine oil, which is superior quality than that of Pinus roxburghi, but is not produced so freely. So actually, if you get a question in the exam that the turpentine oil source is, then you should always mark Pinus roxburghi in Pinus. You should not mark Pinus valiciana, because although the turpentine oil of Pinus valiciana is of superior quality, but is not produced freely. This next is Pinus roxburghi, also called cheer pine, and was named after William Roxburgh, and he is considered as founder and father of Indian botany because he has done exclusive work on taxonomy and economic botany. The wood of Pinus roxburghi is used as timber and is a source of turpentine oil. It has analgesic and anti-inflammatory properties, and the wood is aromatic, hemostatic, stimulant, antihelminthic, digestive, used as a liver tonic, diaphoretic, and diuretic. So it has a lot of uses. Okay, so Pinus khasiana is used for timber and paper pulp. Next question, a unique feature of Neetum is, we have read in 2014 question paper also a little bit about this, that the absence of distinct Archegonia is an important characteristic in the female gametophyte of Netum, and around 1 to 3 nuclei at the micropylar end of the gametophyte gets enlarged and accumulate dense cytoplasm. These then function as eggs. So the option D, that is it, do not have a distinct archegonia, and some free nuclei of the female gametophyte function as egg is correct. Next question, the cortex of corolite root in cycas consists of. So the cycas has has two type of roots. So these two type of roots are called as normal and corolite roots. The corolite roots are apogeotropic, that is they move towards the surface. They are dichotomously branched, as you can see in the figure, and looks like corals. These roots has an algal zone with endophytic association of blue-green algae, nostoc and Anabaena for nitrogen fixation. So the first option, that is the cortex of corolite root in cycas, consists of algal zone inhabited by nostoc and Anabaena is correct. Next question, which of the following has endoplasmic reticulum, plastid and mitochondria but no nucleus at maturity? So the answer is sieve element. We already know that. Sieve tube members do not have ribosomes, or it has very less ribosomes or a nucleus at maturity. It should be and a nucleus. Okay, their function at maturity as a transparent structure is regulated by the companion cell, which function for providing cell signaling related proteins, ATP, and assisting in bidirectional flow of sugar. You can see the structure of the sieve tube element surrounded by the companion cell on both the sides. In which of the following types of stomata the guard cells are not surrounded by distinct subsidiary cells? So this is also a repeat question from the last year, but although the options are different, so that means they are giving more emphasis on types of stomata. It is asked several times in the exam. So a parasitic stomata, the diagram you can see in the figure. A parasitic stomata is surrounded by two subsidiary cells which are parallel to the vertical axis of the guard cell or the pore. Anomycetic means irregular celled. In this, the guard cells surrounded by subsidiary cells which are not distinct in arrangement from the surrounding epidermal cells having similar size and shape. Anisocytic has three subsidiary cells around guard cell, one is smaller than the other two. And cyclocytic has four or more subsidiary cells surrounding the guard cell in a ring. So from this explanation, we know that the answer is anomocytic. That means the stomata, in the anomocytic stomata, the guard cells are not surrounded by distinct subsidiary cells. So in the next video, we will be dealing with the next 15 question. I will be giving you my detailed solution with explanation. If you find any mistake in the solution, please do comment. Please like the video and do comment and subscribe to appreciate my work. And stay tuned for more upcoming solution videos of various MSc entrance exams related to biological sciences.